Alright, welcome back to another Art of War 3 replay. I'm your host, JEONG SINAH, and today we're going to be doing a tournament battle. This is the Two Citadels Tournament battle. The goal of this tournament is to destroy 2 of your enemy's starting headquarters. So let's get into it. We got some scouting happening on the battlefield here. You can see we've got some pre-prepared defenses. I got to scout onto my opponent Hoodwinked. Looks like Hoodwinked's already HQ4 as well. So the goal here is to get an army out as fast as possible, essentially, and then from there I'm going to try to make a push. So here's an early game push with a few hammer tanks and a shield generator. We see a couple hawks coming in from Hoodwinked. Looks like there's a chameleon army that's out already as well. I don't have a full army to push yet. I only have 1 typhoon to cover my troops. You can see those hawks are coming in to score some damage against my units. So a quick brief thing about this tournament. You can see there's a blue shield icon on the headquarters, and that is to signify that the headquarters have enhanced defense capabilities. So there's a couple ways you can win this. One is destroying your enemy's headquarters, and the other one is getting your enemy to surrender. So here we go. First major engagement of the battle. Hoodwinked is going for a chameleon army mixed with grenadiers and jaguar tanks. Hawks coming in for support as well. Here come my first 2 Thors. Let's see where they hit. We score a direct hit on the chameleon army. Really nicely done. We're going to clean up Hoodwinked's army, and we're going to heavily damage that chameleon. That chameleon is going to retreat. So now Hoodwinked is starting to spam out grenadiers while also sending hawks to dish out damage. Got a gold vehicle attack boost going. I can't keep this up forever though. I need to start mixing in some kind of anti-infantry. So we can see that Hoodwinked is slowly starting to push me off the plateau. This plateau is going to be very important for this particular engagement. As you'll see, Thor is coming in now for me. We're going to score a couple hits onto the airfield and the Avia factory. We are trying to deny air power from Hoodwinked. So we can see that Hoodwinked has pushed me off the plateau. Gold common defense boost goes, and here we go. We're going to try and defend the front line here. Hoodwinked is making a push with those grenadiers. The chameleon fog is going to run out. Now there's not that many ground troops here, but my problem is I don't have the right army composition. I need either more assaults or more fire assaults to complement my hammer tanks. So Thors are coming in instead. We're going to bomb the ground troops, direct hit onto those grenadiers. Really nicely done. We're going to clean up those grenadiers. So I got a decently sized army. Gold vehicle attack boost gets thrown on. We're going to now make another move back onto the plateau here. I got that shield generator to cover my ground troops as well. We're going to try to make a push. It's jaguars and grenadiers and hawks against my hammer tanks with the shield generator. I need to mix in some typhoons to keep my vehicles covered. So I'm winning the ground battle, but again, I don't have enough ground troops to push onto Hoodwinked's base. So it's getting a little bit scrappy out here. I'm going to go ahead and retreat and just kind of regroup my troops here. Looks like a chameleon just kind of wandering into my army there. And here's another flight of Thors coming in. We're going to take out that level 3 assault vehicle factory and the level 3 special vehicle factory. No more chameleons, and I've cut the jaguar production. So that's a really nice pickup for me. In the meantime, my ground troops are just continuing to exert pressure onto Hoodwinked. This is forcing Hoodwinked to continuously produce units to defend, therefore taking away resources from his ability to rebuild infrastructure. So hammer tanks are still trying to fight it out with grenadiers again. I should have honestly teched up sooner to get more fire assaults out. I don't know why I waited so long. I'm trying to do this with assaults, but maybe it's not the best move. Thor's coming in. We're going to take out that airfield. Really nicely done. Hawks are losing their ability to dock. Well, it looks like there's some hawks coming from the north side of Hoodwinked's base there, so we might have to get a scout on that side to see if we can take care of the rest of the hawks. Dragonflies are starting to come in for Hoodwinked to provide some air-to-ground support. I need to rebuild my ground army, so we can see I've got a gold supply boost going. And we're going to send out the Thors once again. These Thors are coming in so handy. Let's see what we hit. Special Vehicle Factory goes down. No porcupines or chameleons for the red player. So rebuilt my ground army. We got about 91 command points. We see dragonflies, grenadiers, and jaguar tanks. This is a pretty classic combination from resistance players. And I just don't have enough typhoons to counter. I've got a couple typhoons. I don't think it's going to be enough. And we can see there's a lot of grenadiers. I really need to just make fire assaults. I'm making this harder on myself than it needs to be. We can see that there's a lot of engagements happening here, a lot of action going on. Here come my Thors. We're going to send them in for that heavy support. Really nice job cleaning up the ground troops. There's still a handful of dragonflies though that are being annoying, and if they're on that gold aviation air raid boost. And red is going to retreat. We see more dragonflies coming in now though. So it looks like Hoodwinked is transitioning away from a ground build towards a dragonfly spam build. Pretty classic. We see a couple hawks in there though, so it's not 100% spam. So we're going to go ahead and continue to move in. Hammer tanks trying to fight it out with the grenadiers. Again, I am making this way harder on myself than it needs to. I need to just make some fire assaults and deal with the infantry. So Thor's coming in. We score a hit on the Avia factory. We're going to cut some of that production for the red player. So every little bit's going to count and help out for me as I continue to exert pressure with my ground troop while at the same time destroying production for the red player. And we see some more infantry starting to come in now. So I'm just spamming a bunch of riflemen, or excuse me, assaults. But assaults alone just aren't going to cut it. I have a typhoon there, but that typhoon is going to get cleaned up. I'm trying to make more typhoons. I only have a couple factories, I think. At some point during this game, I do build a third special vehicle factory just to have triple typhoon production. So more dragonflies are coming in from the red player. And at some point, I need to deal with those hawks. Those hawks are getting annoying. So at some point in the game, I need to go bomb those. We're going to send Thors out. Let's see what the Thors are headed for. And we finally get that scout we needed on the red player's base. We destroyed that level 2 Avia factory. So no more hawk production. But there's still 2 airfields though. So we need to get rid of those airfields before red can make any more hawks. So my assaults are doing a good job trying to push away the dragonflies. I've also got the typhoons to support, so that's allowing me to start to take control of the plateau. Red is now playing much more defensively, and we're going to move in. Let's see what we can do here. This is probing attack here. So we can see a lot of dragonflies in the mix though, so my hammer tanks don't have the support they need. I'm going to go ahead and retreat. I'm starting to move my typhoons a little bit closer though, just so I can get some good map control of the region. Hawk comes in there. It is going to get shredded by my typhoons. Hammer tanks are going to move in. Once again, I'm going to see if I can pick up that barracks and then retreat. My assaults are moving in as well to provide a little bit of anti-infantry support. Those are my Thors. Those Thors are headed straight for the airfields. We need to take out those airfields. There's no hawks on the airfields. So no airfields for the red player. Red is now down to just spamming dragonflies and grenadiers. That looks like the combination of choice for them. Meanwhile, on my side, I have not lost a single building or production structure, and this is starting to take a slow but steady toll on Hoodwinked. Hoodwinked is now spamming grenadiers. Pretty classic resistance move when they start to get desperate. Unfortunately, my assaults are not fully maxed out. So they're not doing as well against the grenadiers as I would like. I've got a few hammer tanks in the mix as well, trying to dish out that damage against the structures if I can get them close enough. Here come my Thors once again. Let's see what we hit. We're going to go straight for that Avia factory. Nice pickup for the Thors. And I believe I sent my other flight of Thors to hit another factory. So we are slowly but steadily taking care of Hoodwinked's infrastructure as we continue to exert that pressure. Hammer tanks now moving in. I've got tons of typhoons to support as well. Here comes the mass dragonflies moving in. That's a lot of dragonflies. We have the gold air raid boost going, but I don't think I have enough typhoons in the mix. Grenadiers are starting to come in as well. Those Grenadiers are targeting the Typhoons down. So I got the shield generator going, trying to protect my Typhoons as much as possible while the Typhoons dish out the damage against the Dragonflies. And I've lost a lot of my hammer tanks, pretty much all my hammer tanks. Hoodwinked is taking some heavy casualties as well, though. We can see that I'm almost out of Typhoons at this point. I'm going to need to do a tactical retreat. Here comes another flight of Thors. Let's see where the Thors are headed. And they bomb part of the Red Army. But I potentially should have used that for something else, maybe hitting some more factories. But that's okay. Gold common attack boost gets thrown on. Lots of Grenadiers now coming in for the red player. Red trying to make a push onto the plateau. I've got hammer tanks and assaults reinforcing, while I've got a few Typhoons as well for anti-air protection. And again, it is getting pretty scrappy out here. Both sides are just continuing to mass produce units as quickly as possible and send them to the front line. And we can see the Grenadiers are targeting down the shield generator. I am going to lose my shield. I need some more anti-Grenadier measures, so I'm finally upgrading my barracks to get level 3 barracks for fire assaults. I'm also going to start making some Cyclones as well, just to complement my forces. The Thor is continuing just to make Red's life very difficult. We're going to clean up another Avia factory, and that's going to make it nice for us to just limit the amount of Dragonflies that Red is able to send to our direction. And we're just continuing to fight it out with the red player. Red is putting up such a good fight in the middle of the map. It is becoming pretty annoying here. I'm trying to just break the red player. Here comes another bomb run. We're going to take out a barracks and a sniper tower. Just starting to cut into that Grenadier production. Barracks are cheap, but we know that the army composition of choice for Red is Dragonflies with Grenadiers. Any stops in their production is going to be helpful. Here's my first fire assault. First couple of fire assaults starting to move in. Cyclones moving in as well. Red knows they do not have a good counter against the fire assault, so they're going to go ahead and retreat at this time. So I'm going to take this moment to replenish my ground army and reestablish control of the top plateau. Meanwhile, bombers coming in, heavily damaging barracks and taking out supply center. And we're going to go ahead and take out a power plant and heavily damage that construction yard. We see the special vehicle factories in production of a porcupine. Red is starting to run out of options here. We see a final attack here from the red side. The Red's only got a few units here at this point. I've got lots of fire assaults now, and the fire assaults just shred the Grenadiers. There's a few snipers in the mix as well, but my fire assaults take care of the infantry. No problem. This was honestly the move I probably should have done earlier in the game, but that's okay. We did it eventually. We can see that there's a few straggler infantry around at this point. I'm going to finish off these last few troops from the red player, and then I'm going to regroup to rebuild my army. So we get a pause in the battle, and around this time we destroy another building. I lose a Thor there. And at this point, we're going to lose another Thor. And it's around this time that I got a notification that Hoodwinked surrendered. So I get to go in now and destroy the rest of the bases and take out those headquarters. Alright, hopefully you all enjoyed this really action-packed battle. Got pretty scrappy at multiple points in the battle, but we were able to take the win. Good luck in your tournament battles. We will see you in the next battle.
Victory.